Hello, my name is Michael A. Weiss and welcome to the Medical Minute. The topic for today's show is Crohn's disease. It's NFL tough. Let me share with you one patient's description of his bout with Crohn's disease. The pain became so difficult that it just paralyzed me. I'd hit the ground. You can't wake up. You can't sit down. How you battle Crohn's isn't something you ever want to talk about. It's not something you want to share with other people. It's usually a very painful, ugly deal the whole way through. Now, this patient's 10-year bout with Crohn's disease included a 30-day hospital stay in which he went from weighing 316 pounds, I believe, to 260 pounds because he had 13 inches of his intestines removed. Then he had post-operative complications. That's why he was there for so long, and that's why he lost so much weight. Who is this patient? It's the National Football League's tough offensive lineman, Matt Light of the New England Patriots. For those of you who don't know much about American football, the National Football League, let me explain who Matt Light is. Matt Light is one of the toughest offensive linemen in the sport. He protected pretty boy quarterback and great quarterback Tom Brady in 5 Super Bowls, 3 of which they won together as a team. He was the ultimate tough guy and the ultimate team player. This past week, Matt Light retired from the National Football League at the age of 33. He definitely had a couple of more years of excellent performance in him, but due to the harsh health realities of the National Football League, and because he admitted he had Crohn's disease, he wanted to retire on his own terms so he could spend quality time with his wife and young children. You see, while playing in the National Football League for 11 seasons, Matt Light never wanted to tell anyone about his bouts with Crohn's disease because he didn't want anyone to ever say, well, you missed that tackle because he's probably having a bad Crohn's day. You know, he didn't want his style of play defined by a disease which he paints as extremely painful and ugly. But upon retiring, Matt Light admitted that he had Crohn's disease. He elaborated upon it, and in doing so, he did a wonderful thing because he showed everybody how serious Crohn's disease can be, how painful it could be. Sure, it's ugly. Sure, it's got all these sort of nasty symptoms, but it's so painful that it could bring this 315-pound great offensive lineman who's been an all-pro, it could bring him to his knees. And he freely admitted that. And I think that that's very liberating to a lot of people with Crohn's disease who suffer from it. They suffer from it with so much pain, but don't speak about it because so many people equate Crohn's disease with just, it's a bathroom illness, you run to the bathroom, big deal. I completely understand why Matt Light never brought up his Crohn's disease while he was an active NFL player. And that's what's a big part of the awareness problem with Crohn's disease. Because big, tough professional athletes who have a reputation as being dominant or resilient, or even celebrities who have a reputation as being a leading lady, someone who's beautiful, or a leading man who's handsome, they can't come out and say they have Crohn's disease while they're in their earning years because there's going to be a public perception that goes right to those ugly, nasty, stigmatized side effects of Crohn's disease, and then they may face negative professional repercussions. And it's not fair to ask of them to come forward to help so many people when it could hurt their career. But I hope stories like that of Matt Light's, I hope they inspire other people who might be in the public eye and possibly have Crohn's disease to come out and tell their stories. Because sure, it's got some nasty and ugly symptoms and side effects, but one thing we know for sure now because of Matt Light, Crohn's disease is definitely NFL tough. And for that, people who battle Crohn's disease in all walks of life should be admired for their grit and their resiliency. So maybe soon in the future, it'll be somewhat cool to have Crohn's. And there'll be stories about people, everyday people, who are fighting the good fight. And for that, we have folks like Matt Light to thank.